Let's carry on with the file from our previous example, and I want to take a look at another option to deburr the file. Now this is a multi-axis toolpath that we're going to use for 3-axis machining. So if you don't have access to multi-axis toolpaths, you won't be able to complete this, but it's a good idea to just watch and follow along if you can, and that way you have a good understanding of what the deburr tool can do. So in the multi-axis section, we're going to expand the gallery, and we're going to select deburr. Inside of here, the parameters are going to look a little bit different. The tool that we want to use is tool number 11, which is a 3/8 ball end mill, and I'm going to comment this as deburr. Also note that deburr only supports the use of ball mills. In the cut pattern section, we have to select the part surfaces. So I'm going to start by simply box selecting the entire part, making sure that I grab everything, then end the selection. For the edge definition, we're going to set this to user defined and then manually select the edges we want to do this on. So for me, I'm going to use the loop option, and I'm going to select this edge here, select OK, and I'm going to add this edge here as well and select OK. I do want to go back into those contours, and I want to make sure they're both going the same direction. You'll notice that based on how I select it in terms of the contour itself, that I need to go back and reverse one of these to make sure they're in the same direction. With this toolpath, the direction doesn't actually matter as we are working off the edge, but in general I like to ensure that they are the same despite the operation. For tool axis control, I'm going to reset the direction to be line, and I'm going to make sure the machining type is 3-axis. Notice that we also have 3+2, so we can use it for multi-axis positioning. We have 4-axis, as well as 4+1 for positioning and simultaneous 5-axis. Under linking parameters, this looks quite a bit different than we're used to for our 2D toolpaths. These values for rapid distance and feed distance are going to be related to some advanced parameters for multi-axis toolpaths. We're not going to focus on anything here since we're just focusing on how to use this deburr. Once this is calculated, you can see that we now have this rapid movement coming from the outside of the part, moving in, and then cutting this geometry. So some more work would have to be done on linking parameters if we were actually going to use this toolpath, but let's take a look at backplotting it and see what the tool is actually doing. So in this case, the ball end mill is working its way around the edge, and you can see that there's a slight amount of overlap. And it's using this to simply take the sharp off the corner of our part, just like we use the chamfer for. One of the main benefits of this toolpath over using just a 2D contour with a chamfer option is that it's fairly intelligent in helping you select the geometry, and you can grab multiple contours at multiple levels, even in multiple axes, and have this tool go around and create these deburr toolpaths. So while this is a great option, we're not going to be using it in our course because obviously not everybody has access to these multi-axis toolpaths. I just wanted to make sure that you understood there were other options that we can use. Even though this is a multi-axis toolpath, there is a 3-axis mode that we can use it in to cut our geometry. For right now, I'm going to right-click on deburr, and I'm going to delete that toolpath. And then I'm going to make sure that I save my file so I can move on to the next step.